If you cut one more thing in my house, I'm going to take the scissors, look at me, and I'm going to cut its head off.
Grandma will be so mad.
So what are you going to do?
Are you going to cut anything else?
You promise?
On a late August morning of 2023 in Utah, a 12-year-old boy covered in open wounds knocked at the door of a neighbor's house asking for food and water. He had escaped a nearby home moments before by climbing out a window and running away with duct tape still on his ankles, police say. The boy was taken to hospital suffering from malnourishment and deep lacerations from being tied up with rope, according to the arrest record. Soon after, police found Franke's 10-year-old daughter allegedly in a similar physical condition of malnourishment inside the home of Jody Hildebrandt, who was Ruby Franke's business partner. Child Protective Services took them, plus 2 older siblings in their teens, into custody after police arrived at Franke's home in Springville, Utah. In total, 4 children were taken into care, and Ruby Franke, a parenting influencer and mother of 6, was arrested. On the day of the arrests, Franke's oldest daughter, Sherry, expressed relief. Finally, Sherry, 20, wrote on Instagram alongside a photo of police outside of the family's home. "Today has been a big day," Sherry wrote in another post on Instagram that day. "Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up." After Ruby Franke's shelter hearing, Jessie Hildebrandt, Jody Hildebrandt's niece, came forward to share own experiences living with her aunt over a decade ago. Jessie alleged that the self-styled life coach subjected them to severe emotional, spiritual, and psychological abuse, and accused them of being a sex porn addict, addicted to masturbation. They also said the therapy Jody administered to them included barring them from using tampons or having privacy in the bathroom. "She wanted to make my life so uncomfortable that it would force sin out. This continuously got worse and worse," Jessie said, accusing Hildebrandt of duct taping their mouth, blindfolding them, and telling them they were too dangerous to be around other people, resulting in isolation periods of up to 12 hours a day. Jessie said they internalized their aunt's teachings to the point that they became afraid of themselves. "I was forced to sleep outside in the snow," they recalled. "If someone spoke to me directly, if I wasn't wearing duct tape on my mouth, I had to just stare at them and not respond." Last month, 42-year-old Ruby Franke tearfully apologized in court as she learned her sentence, saying, "I was so disoriented that I believed dark was light and right was wrong." She previously pleaded guilty to starving and abusing her children. She appeared along with her former business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, 54, who received the same sentence. Each woman was jailed for 4 terms of 1 to 15 years each. How did it come to this? For a woman who imparted parenting advice to 2 million YouTube subscribers. For some, Franke's arrest was no surprise, given the hundreds of videos over a number of years that had sparked criticism of her strict parenting style. She was behind the Passengers YouTube channel, which launched in 2015, during a boom in popularity for an array of family vlogging channels, a genre in their own right, that were making money on the platform. A year later, her videos had gained tens of thousands of views. She told local news at the time that filming herself with her family helped her live in the present and just enjoy the kids. The videos she edited were a window into her life, showing a typical Mormon suburban family homeschooling, cooking, eating, and chatting away together. But some moments raised eyebrows. In one video, she could be seen telling her sons they would lose the privilege to eat dinner if they continued play fighting. In another, she said that her 6-year-old needed to go hungry after forgetting to take her lunch to school. "Hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch, because then she's not going to learn," she told the camera. They had been trying to teach their children to live responsibly as masters of themselves, her now estranged husband Kevin Franke later said of the incident. Despite the criticism, the Frankes' authoritarian parenting approach continued, and the audience kept building. Experts believe her success reflects a modern anxiety among parents that can lead them to seek out radical and harmful solutions. An off-the-cuff comment made by Franke's teenage son brought her parenting style to the attention of more mainstream audiences outside of the family vlogging sphere. In a 2020 video, he revealed that his bedroom had been taken away for 7 months and he was instead sleeping on a beanbag after playing pranks on his sibling. According to Frank in the same video, her son had shown he was unable to manage a bedroom and was offered alternatives such as a guest bed or inflatable mattress. The tone of their discussion was light, with the story drawing giggles from Franke and her other child. But many viewers were disturbed by the incident. A petition started by one demanding an investigation brought in thousands of signatures, and Child Protective Services were called. The outrage led to some YouTube and TikTok users making their own videos about the family, gaining millions of views. Older clips, such as those showing Franke describing withholding meals as a disciplinary measure, resurfaced and made headlines. In response to the controversy, Ruby and Kevin Franke told the news website Insider some accounts had malicious intentions and purposefully took the clips out of context. They were purely seeking to throw hate. That was their only objective. A reasonable person would not have seen that video and thought, "She is a child abuser," Ruby Franke told the site. Kevin Franke's lawyer later distanced him from the abuse allegations, saying he had no role in them. "He is a good person," Randy Kester told Good Morning America, claiming that the Frankes had been living in separate homes for the past 13 months. Kevin Franke later filed for divorce from his wife and asked for the maximum sentence to be imposed on her, calling the abuse suffered by his children horrific and inhumane. After the backlash against 8 Pаssеngеrs, Franke began working with Hildebrandt, a life coach and counselor, for her platform, Connections. The site/YouTube channel advertised itself as a support group for moms that helps treat those lost in the darkness of a distortion, and Franke signed on as a mental health coach. The two frequently appeared together in connection videos, advertised parenting classes, and ran the joint Instagram account Moms of Truth. Some critics labeled that venture a cult for its damaging and authoritarian teachings, directives that parents shouldn't love their children unconditionally, for example, and a theory that children do not deserve privacy. The two women also used the platform to spew racist, ableist, and transphobic remarks. On the 30th of August, the two women were arrested after Franke's malnourished son made his escape. Days later, they were charged with 6 counts of child abuse. "Justice is being served," her eldest daughter wrote on Instagram, claiming she had been trying to raise concerns about her estranged family with police and child protection services for years. Franke's arrest needed to happen, her sisters wrote in a joint statement, saying they had previously kept quiet for the sake of the children involved.